Woo! The power has been with you all along. Hey, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. This is Trey Michael, and this, oh yes, this is another segment of Applied Consciousness. I want to share with you some of the things that I've just learned. A lot of times in the videos, I am talking to people about infinite intelligence, or what I like to call the subconscious mind. It's the access point into what we know now is called the ethers. I'm on a quest to find truth by any means necessary. Truth is sometimes based upon your perspective. A lot of times, to be truthful, your truth is based upon where you stand at that current moment. And now that I know that, I re-question my reality. So I do a lot of research. I do a lot of diving, not to hear someone else's perspective, but to see how I look at it. You know, how do I see this? I hear how they wrote up in the article, they see it. But from the facts, how do I see it? To find a greater truth. And you'll always know if you found the greater truth or the lesser truth based upon what it equals. And it's not equaling, meaning the day you begin it. I'll give you an example. A lot of people believe that the day that you try something new, right, and bad things occur in the process of you trying that new thing, you say, oh, that's a sign from God. It's a sign from the Creator. That's not the way to go. Sorry, God, forgive me, God, you know. But the truth is, until you have fully experienced that entire process, you truly don't know. You put your toe in and said, oh, God has nothing to do with bad. But then you look at most of your greatest experiences, your greatest times in life. They were usually right after you overcame your hardest obstacle. You saw how much you learned. You saw how much you grew, you know. So I've come also to the understanding that that path of least resistance, the one that just feels so smooth and nice all the time, that's not the way. It's the narrow road. It's the one that's hard. It's the one that makes you challenge your perspective. But anyhow, in the midst of that process, CERN has found or experienced through their new telescope that they shot out what the ethers are. They've been able to know that it exists, and it's an energy pattern that holds all of this experience in. And when I'm saying I'm tapping into the spirit or tapping into infinite intelligence, from our lower understanding, because we always believe that we're just one step from what we consider God or the Creator, right? I think it's the arrogance of humans. I think that we're not capable of comprehending or even perceiving God. So I believe each step that we're taking in this experience is getting you closer to God, if that's a better way of saying it. Source, Creator, in the beginning, right? But I believe it's the arrogance of men and women to why we have wars and death and things of this nature, all in the names of our God. But even in the names of our God, we can't change this reality. It's because your perception of God, not what you read in your book. I believe all of your books, if you truly are willing to dive in, are telling you about the same experience, using different names, different places that they are. But each other can't stop to look into that because you see your perspective reflected on the pages. So it stops you from being able to experience. But anyhow, I just want to let everybody know there is an energy force. Some call it the ethers. So many names that you can perceive it. But it's basically the energy field that you can tap into, that God, Creator, Source, laid out there for humanity to experience. And when I tap into that field, I can tell that it's whether it's good or bad because I can see what it equals. It's plant the seed. If you plant apple seeds, you're only going to see apples grow on the tree. If you see an orange, I'm pretty sure it was an orange seed that you put in. It's kind of obvious. I think the Bible gives a parable about the fig tree. If it doesn't produce the fruits, cut it from its roots. I mean, so you have to be willing to experience or go out to use that process to see your truth. I just want to share that with you because sometimes you just got to look into yourself, man. Just remember this. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over, hoping for a different outcome. That is the textbook. That's when you're crazy. But when you go and try something different, although it doesn't feel comfortable, although it's scary, I stepped a toe and it was wet. Follow through on the process and see what it is. Hey, live, love, laugh. Namaste. 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 I gotta get some sleep. Peace.